PBO generally has been very, very much helpful in guiding parliamentary oversight. Parliament cannot effectively function without a well-established and functional parliamentary budget office.
We have moved a long way from a small unit to a department that is legally established and legally empowered to look into budget and other fiscal related issues in Sierra Leone.
So the mandate of the Parliamentary Budget Office is to support Parliament, that is, parliamentary committees and members of Parliament in their oversight responsibilities with the ultimate objective of improving the quality of debates and laws enacted, ensuring that we do professional analysis relating to the budget, macroeconomic and policy related issues.
I still recall that during the 4th Parliament, when I was a member of Parliament, Parliament of the Republic of Sierra Leone and the United Nations Development Programme went into a joint partnership wherein Parliament was requested to implement a particular project for capacity building of both MPs and staff. And one such component was the capacity building of MPs and staff in budget and other related matters. So a mission was sent to Uganda as well as Kenya to study their budget pattern. And one outcome of that study visit was the establishment of a small unit or a small office to support the budgetary programs of the Parliament of Sierra Leone. So the PBO outfit became a very strategic intervention of the Parliament of Sierra Leone during the 4th Parliament.
And then in 2017, the Parliamentary Budget Office was established in line with provisions in Section 13(1) of the Parliamentary Service Act of 2007 that states that the Parliamentary Service Commission can establish such offices it deems necessary for the effective functioning of Parliament.
So I became Clerk of Parliament and I realized that the idea was extremely laudable. As a result, I decided to work to make it as effective as it should be. One sound step that I took was to convert it from a small unit into a department. And fortunately, I had a very dedicated staff that I had recruited by the name of Ibrahim Jimisa, and he was prepared to share my vision and to operationalize it.
Basically, we all know the relevance of public financial management in the context of parliamentary arrangements. You look at members of Parliament, you look at our constitution, it says Parliament.
I actually took over in March 2020 as head of the unit. Then we started having conversations with the leadership, the commission, for them to understand that we are not supposed to be a unit under the finance department of Parliament. So first step we took, part of our evolution, is to become a standalone unit. And then shortly after, we realized that for us to be able to perform our functions effectively, we needed to become more bigger than a unit. Then we were approved as a department in 2022. And then 2023, around June, the Parliament Act of 2023 was passed into law. It is that act that has actually now indicated our mandates, our responsibilities, the autonomy, reporting responsibilities, and all of the other things that are expected of the PBO. So as it is now a specialized office charged with many responsibilities with the ultimate objective of supporting Parliament.
So this was how we wrapped about it, and we were able together to push through the then Parliamentary Service Commission to the point that today it is a department and that besides, it has now been legislated. Okay, so if you want to look at the legal framework, it is one of the departments of Parliament that has a legal framework that clearly defines its roles and responsibilities, thereby making whoever is responsible for the execution of budgets in Sierra Leone accountable to that particular department.
There are a number of PBOs in Africa, as you know, that are starting out or have started out in the last 5 years that are not fully independent. It's very inspiring to see where the PBO in Sierra Leone is now. There is recognition of its status in the Parliamentary Service Act, and you know, it's growing and maturing as a body in terms of the staff complement. So we'll certainly be looking at how to support the PBO going forward.
PBOs generally support Parliament in many ways, including the following: evidence-based decision-making. A functional PBO provides Parliament with independent, non-partisan analysis of the budget, fiscal policies, and economic matters. This enhances fact-based decision-making rather than political rhetoric.
We knew exactly that Parliament was charged with the responsibility of making the budget as well as providing oversight over the budget. But unfortunately, throughout those periods, even though we provided, oversight over the budget, however, the microeconomic analysis and quarterly budget analysis of the performance of the budget of the Republic of Sierra Leone was never captured anywhere within the remits of the work of Parliament. So the PBO came in stout, and ever since we've been able to look at budget analysis, preparation of MPs for the budget process, as well as looking at the fiscal performance of the Republic of Sierra Leone.
We provide professional services with respect to the budget, the economy, and financial issues generally. We provide technical service during the budget approval process. We support that process. And as I speak, we are also even trying to roll out the bill costing, money bill determination and costing process, which is a kind of new product. And then we also prepare reports and engage members of Parliament on those reports, bordering around budgetary projections and economic forecast and those kind of economic related issues.
We managed to convince the Sierra Leone Parliament to conduct an assessment of the role of Parliament in oversight of public debt. I also did a training session for the members of the Parliamentary Budget Office. So we did sort of an operational planning workshop, and we also looked at how other PBOs look at debt sustainability issues.
But we started with the PBO in 2021, I believe, and we helped the PBO organize a training for members of Parliament and committee clerks on the national budget appropriation process and reforms that were introduced in 2021, which was seen as important for the members to understand these new reforms. We also had an engagement meeting with the leadership of Parliament on the need to improve the national budget and appropriations process. Again, we have had an engagement with the PBO, who organised an engagement meeting with vote controllers, finance persons, and political heads of ministries, agencies and departments to be oriented on the expectations of Parliament with regards to the budget appropriations process. So that was all in 2021.
The stage one, we call it the first reading of the budget. So when a bill comes, they call it the appropriation bill of Sierra Leone. You will see all the government ministries, agencies and departments, their names and the amount that has been allocated to them. So they will do the first reading, and that first reading provision is actually informed by Section 41.
One of the other things we do is to simplify complexities for members of Parliament. By that I mean whatever document, economic document that is brought to Parliament, it is the responsibility of the Budget Office to be able to simplify it in a way that members of Parliament can actually glance through and they're able to make informed decisions. For example, the presidential speech is usually a little bit lengthy, and members of Parliament, it has a lot of economic terminology. So when it comes, we review, we analyze. Even the Finance Act, usually when it is brought to Parliament, we know it's an economic document, it's a PFM related document. So we review that as well, and then we put it in a more simplified version, taking into consideration the specific changes that we believe that members of Parliament needs to understand.
A strong PBO helps Parliament scrutinize government expenditures, ensuring that public funds are used efficiently and transparently. By analyzing the sustainability of government debt, revenue projections, and expenditure patterns, the PBO helps prevent reckless spending and ensures fiscal responsibility.
Okay, so first and foremost, we want to strategically place PBO as the core hub of Parliament when it comes to budget and fiscal analysis. That is my first vision. But in pursuant of this, we want to ensure that it is integrated in the public finance management of the Republic of Sierra Leone.
Well, my vision is to see the PBO become the center of excellence in fiscal analysis in the next 5 to 10 years that other countries across the globe would like to emulate. I believe our PBO is doing quite well, but there is room for improvement. And I think we are on the right trajectory considering the many steps we have taken so far. In summary, a Parliament without a functional PBO is like a pilot flying blind. There is no clear guidance on public finance matters. Therefore, if Parliament is to truly serve the people, PBO should be a crucial part of that, as it is in the case of our Parliament.